Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's time to grab a cup of joe and enjoy the show. First up, we are visiting our friends over at Windows, Doors, and More to learn about their President's Day event and the free tickets they are giving away. Then we're continuing our Inside of Real Estate series with Mike Thomas and Associates, and we are chatting about the process of home staging. And later, it's time for Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and we're discussing an exciting breakthrough with mental health treatments. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Windows, Doors, and More. I am here at Windows, Doors, and More, which is a premium home improvement store that's located in Fort Wayne and has been in this community for over 4 decades. Today, I'm going to speak with their owner to learn about what's trending and how to improve your exterior and interior design while you're also building out your perfect dream home. Let's do it. Joining me now is Kevin Hunter, who is the owner here at Windows, Doors, and More. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, Jess.
Good to be back.
It's so good to have you back.
Yes, each time I come in, I feel like I'm seeing just new things that you have going on.
Yes.
Very exciting as you enter into your 42nd year.
Yes.
In Fort Wayne. That is incredible.
It is. It's an exciting, and yes, you are so right about the change up of the showroom, and we have to do that because trends are changing.
Yes.
And sometimes a lot faster than sometimes we even realize. But we have got some really new exciting things here that we're going to be able to show this year.
Yes. Okay. So just in general, let's go over just your services. I mean, I know from roofing to windows, doors, and all of the above, you offer just something really unique.
Yeah, we do. We offer pretty much full service remodeling here. We do have our own factory for the windows and doors, and then we have our kitchen and bath division, room additions, siding, soffit, fascia, gutter work.
Wow.
Pretty much you want to do it, we can pretty much get it done, and we have the expertise with 150 of us here to get it done.
Yes, kind of one-stop shop. And what I love about your showroom, it's super big, and people can have a tangible experience.
It is. It's different than trying to look at a brochure or looking at something online. But when you can get up close to it, feel it, see it, touch it, really get a good idea of exactly the way it's going to look like on your home.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And so we're standing in front of this home. So point out some of the unique features that you have on display here.
Well, some of the unique features, the stonework that we have, the vinyl shake siding, the custom-made windows from our Grable factory, the rounded top window, the shaped window, the muttons between the glass. It's a prairie grid style, if you will, that's on the perimeter. And then we have our custom-made entry door here from our factory in Grable, and that has a nice finish on it. It has privacy glass in it, so you don't have to worry about somebody looking in and seeing in if you want that kind of privacy of where you want the light, but not for somebody to see through.
Right, exactly.
So, yes.
You want to always find that interesting when you walk up to a front door, you're like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah, it's a little strange. And so many homeowners don't want that. And that's what we have, a lot of samples like that here in the showroom, that you can get that light, but have the privacy that so many desire.
Right, exactly. The privacy is so important. And I know that you have samples everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, people can touch the textures, read about it, see what it looks and feels like, including this sample board of something new over here.
Yes, I mean, our Grable factory is, they keep coming up with new things, and we were at one time just 7 stain colors, and now we're up to 21 of the stain colors. And these are beautiful. These are custom done in our Grable factory, and they are just amazing, and there's a lot of selections, and you can two-tone, or if you want to stain on the exterior and paint on the interior, we have tons of solid paint colors as well. That we can provide.
That's such a good point. I was actually going to ask, is this available both indoors and outdoors?
It is.
Internally
It is, and this is really quite the selection. Again, we're a leader in the industry. Again, our factory makes the windows and doors for us here locally, but they're sending these windows and doors throughout 24 other states.
Right.
So we're really, they are on the cutting edge, and we're with them because, again, we are partners in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. And then, of course, you are always changing up your showrooms when it
Yes.
comes to bathrooms and kitchen
Yes.
displays and all of that. So I would love to see the inside of this home, but first we have to talk about what's coming up on Monday,
Yes.
which is
It's President's Day,
Yes.
and that's the
That's
big
a
one.
party day here.
Yeah, it is. And then, the big thing that we'll be doing is we'll be giving away home and garden show tickets.
Yes.
And that we're the presenting sponsor for the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show, and we're so thankful that we have that sponsorship. And it's just that big event that people say that's the moment that everybody says, hey, spring's almost here. And we'll be giving away tickets starting on Monday. And we'll give them away throughout the whole week there.
Okay.
And normally, you want to get in as soon as you can.
Right.
But normally midweek we'll run out.
Yeah.
But again, we are here to give away tickets.
That's awesome, and people can experience coffee and donuts in the morning.
And then some lunch in the afternoon. If you
Yeah.
want to stop by, we'll have some food there for those who are in attendance. And again, it's a big day at Windows, Doors, and More on President's Day. And again, we're looking forward to seeing a lot of the community that has been kind of hibernating a little bit, and
Right.
now they're going to get out
Get
and get out and check out some ideas and new paint colors. And again, these new bathrooms that we have are just off the hinges.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's go inside and look.
Can't wait to show you.
Join me on Monday for part 2 as we take a tour of the model home at Windows, Doors, and More.
This segment sponsored by Windows, Doors, and More. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. It's time for another Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and I'm so thrilled to be joined by Sean Goddard, the owner of Viking, because there's some exciting news happening in the treatment world of mental health. Hello, Sean.
Hi.
Welcome.
I need you to do a dance like you made Dr. Oyer that
I
one
know.
time about this.
This is exciting.
It is. It really is.
Wow. Okay. So when you shared it, I was like, it kind of feels a little full circle because when we first started chatting on the show about your treatment options, we talked about Spravato a lot, and that's a great option, but there were stipulations that came before someone could have that treatment. And now it's categorized as monotherapy. Y'all are probably like, what does that mean? Well, Sean's going to break it down for us.
Yeah, this is so exciting. It's really game-changing for psychiatric care. Spravato has been used successively. We have studies in excess of 6 years of Spravato being used successfully to treat treatment-resistant depression and acute suicidal ideations. But with that has always come the requirement that an individual has to be on an oral antidepressant in conjunction and even on it to get approved and then continue to be on it to be able to continue to be on Spravato. If you stop your antidepressant, you no longer get Spravato.
Right.
And that has been a restriction in care for a lot of people. And so this monotherapy indication, what that means is, guess what? You don't have to have an oral antidepressant anymore. You can get Spravato now in this game-changing treatment without having to take a pill every day.
Yeah, that's really great. I mean, because pills don't work for everyone. And I know that your practice really offers a more whole body approach so that there's alternatives to having to just utilize the medication in that way. And so that skips that process. So how does this improve the treatment of depression and that entire landscape?
Yeah, so far too many times when I talk to clients, they talk about the antidepressant they're on and they talk about all the side effects that they have with it, right?
Yeah.
And people have struggled with side effects or have said, well, I'm not necessarily depressed, but I feel like a zombie. I don't feel like, maybe I'm not sad, but I'm also not happy. I don't get excited like I used to, right? But I guess this is what I need to be on, right? And so this is a huge change. If somebody has struggled with antidepressants before, has struggled with side effects, has tried multiple medications, right, and have finally said, you know what, I'm not taking antidepressants, and I'm not going to be able to do anything else because I'm not willing to take antidepressants. This, in many ways, removes the leash, right? And that's what I think about is this leash around you that says you have to be on an antidepressant, you have to be taking medication. And this gives a sense of choice and freedom in the care that people are receiving. And not only for the client, but for me as a provider.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times that I get frustrated saying, I'm sorry, you're not eligible because you're not willing to take a medication that causes all these negative things, that cause sexual side effects or weight gain. And now you can get Spravato, which is a completely different approach to the treatment of depression and acute suicidal thoughts, and not be locked down to all these side effects and having to get up and take a pill every morning. Because you know what? Sometimes getting up and taking that pill out and putting it in your mouth is almost as crippling as the disease itself, because it's a consistent reminder. People say, this means something's wrong with me. This means something's wrong with me. And I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in case this is someone's first time hearing about Spravato, they're like, what is this treatment, right? So let's talk about that in a sense. And one big thing is that there are instant results, right? When they come into your office and they start it, they can feel the effect quicker than the time that it takes for them to acclimate to the medication. So break down Spravato for us.
Yeah, so Spravato is a game changer. It acts on a different receptor in the brain, what's called the NMDA receptor, and affects this neurotransmitter called glutamate. And I'm not going to get too excited. I could geek out for like 30 minutes about this, but it's a completely different pathway. We've been following serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine pills for so long in psychiatry. It's the only way we've done it. And this is a completely different pathway that does cause significant improvement. We can see changes, the studies show us, in as little as 24 hours. Now, can I guarantee that for everybody?
Right.
No, I'm not going to do that, right? But what I can say is the studies show us that there is a significant drop in overall depressive scores and the way people feel within those first 24 to 48 hours. And what we see is over a time period of 28 days, we continue to see that slope down and become more consistent in nature. And so typically when we look at treating in psychiatry, we don't tell people you're going to be able to see a difference potentially in as little as 24 hours. We tell them start this medication and you're going to have to wait 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. And this provides an opportunity to not only see change right away, but to see a significant impact and change in that 28-day time period and moving forward. Whereas with those pills at 28 days, you might just be beginning to see some of those positive benefits that could come with the medications.
Okay, that's so good. Okay, before I let you go, just list off maybe the top 3 things someone should consider if they're like, is Spravato right for me?
Is Spravato right for me? The top 3 things. I would say, are you looking for something new? Are you looking for a difference? And really, if somebody is lacking hope, finding hope in these new treatment options. And I think people are going to see that this pathway is a pathway that we're going to be moving forward with in psychiatry. So if they want change and they want change now, this is really something that could potentially provide that.
Yeah, and you offer consultations, so people can actually come in, talk to you, see if the treatment aligns, learn more about it by visiting your facilities?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We welcome people. We push to get people in that are looking at Spravato, that are struggling with treatment-resistant depression in right away so that we can evaluate them, make sure that they're appropriate, and our goal is to get people started within 7 days of being seen.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I learned so much when I talked to you, Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry or would like to set up a consultation, we'll have their phone number, we'll have their website listed below. Give them a call, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Mike Thomas Associates. The process of buying a new home can be so exciting, especially if you get it customized. Today I am speaking with Schueler and Beckstedt Real Estate Group about the advantages of building from scratch and also staging your home, and you're invited. Joining me now is Brandon Schueler and Brandy Beckstedt, who are realtors here in Fort Wayne. Hello.
Hi,
How you
how
guys
are you?
doing? Good. Okay, so how long have you been in real estate, and really, like, what's your passion for it?
So I've been in real estate for about 9 years. I've been with Brandon almost all of those 9 years.
Yes, and what made you get into real estate?
Just the passion of being with people.
Yeah.
I love to be with people.
You get to be with a lot of people and really help them discover their dream home, which is so fun.
I get to see all of the aspects that come with it. So I love to be a part of that journey.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon?
So I am going on 13 years. I bought my first house when I was 18.
Wow.
And so that kind of piqued my interest in real estate just because I was like, oh, like this is super cool, like gaining equity and things like that. And at that point, like I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do after high school. And so I kind of just landed here and found my love and passion for it. So
yeah, that's great. And I know there's so many options people really have when it comes to buying a new home, whether it's one that's built and ready to go in, and also those that people can build from the ground up. So talk to me about that process. What is it like to have a build up home?
So when somebody's looking for a home that they want to start from the ground up, so the first thing we want to do is we want to find a lot. So we have to find, what area of town do they want to be in, and make sure the lot fits the home. So we find lots of options for lots, and then we go back to what kind of home do you want, make sure the lot holds that home, and then we start from that process. We have lots of options for them to choose from for builders, and all the customizations they can do, from floor to cabinets, all the things.
Yeah, that's the exciting part, just being able to
fun.
choose the catalog, like I want that, which is great. So Brandon, what are advantages of choosing that ground up process as opposed to a home that's already ready made?
I feel like when you choose that, you can literally get whatever you want. You can pick your room sizes, you can pick your finishes, your flooring, your lighting, and on top of that, everything's brand new. So, that worry of, oh, is my furnace gonna turn on this winter? It's a lot less likely with a brand new furnace than what it is with that one that's 10 years old. So and it's super fun. You really can just make your home exactly how you want it.
Yeah, and there's nothing like having a space that no one else has lived in.
Yes.
You're like, I'm touching everything brand new, I'm using everything brand new.
Yeah.
And so, Brandy, with you all being realtors that really help people in that process, I know there's so many steps. People can sometimes feel very overwhelmed. So how do you feel that you all really support them throughout this process?
So when somebody's ready to make that move, we like to stay in contact with them forever. So what we do is, when you're ready, you would just say, hey Brandy, like I'm really thinking about it. So we would get you in step one. So what's that step one look like for you? Speaking to lenders, talking to the appropriate people, and helping you step by step all the way till the end.
Yeah.
So we don't leave, and we get to stay with you through the entire journey.
Yeah.
So that's how that would go.
That's awesome. And we have to talk about this beautiful room that we're standing in, because Brandon, you own a home design company and you do home staging. And I think that's something that's unique in what you all offer as a pair. So talk to me about the home staging and really how you put this together.
Yeah, so I feel like, from showing homes to clients, walking into an open house, it's hard for them to envision their furniture in there.
Right.
Everybody always envisions a bed much bigger than what it actually is, or a couch much bigger. So being able to have them walk in the door and see themselves in that house, see their things in their house, I really feel is a huge advantage for the home, just because they feel like, okay, like I can make this work. This space works for me.
Yes. And so is this something that you like to include in most of the homes that you are selling? Like how does this process work with really getting your staging in properties available?
So typically, depending on if it is new construction, if it's new construction, typically when we list that, we're always going to recommend at least, the main living spaces, possibly the primary suite being staged, just so people can envision that. With a home that somebody is already living in, a lot of times we'll do a walkthrough. On my first visit, we're gonna walk through the home. The sellers can say, oh, like we were thinking about painting this, or we were thinking about doing this, and we discuss what's really gonna help them make their house stand out and put their best foot forward. So sometimes that includes, maybe taking some of the personal items out of the house, or maybe rearranging things just so the flow is better. So just kind of having that in the back of my mind while we're walking through, just so I can make sure that their house can really stand out.
Yeah, and that's a great benefit for people who are looking to sell. And so let's talk about this room. What made you choose these options? I mean, it's very cozy. It's really just kind of laid back. You want to jump on the couch and throw a TV up there.
Right, yes. So that's all really what my end goal is. I want somebody to walk in here and feel at home, feel like it's cozy. You know, sometimes when you walk into a house, you're like afraid to touch anything.
Right.
And that's not the feel that I want to give to any buyer that would walk in here.
Yeah, that's great. And then of course we have the little items and extra decor back here. And you provide these items at your store?
I do, yes. Yep, so everything that you see in here, we do sell in store, and we are open to the public. So some people think that, oh, you have to be a designer to come in there. So you don't have to, you can come in. We have holiday decor, furniture, rugs, basically everything.
Everything, yes. And so Brandy, with this being top of the year, people are excited about making decisions for 2025 and just deciding. So is right now a good time to start exploring home buying?
Yeah, so I think if 2025 is the year that you say, you know what, I want to downsize, or I'm ready to build my dream house, now is the time to start thinking about it. You know, what do those things look like for you? How much home do you want? How much do you want to spend? Where do you want to be? So now it's time that we can just start looking at it and just figuring out, I mean, we don't have to jump straight into it tomorrow, but just kind of looking and knowing our options and feeling comfortable in our decisions.
Okay, so that will be the first step, just giving you guys a call and just talking about, let's lay out goals, wants, needs, right?
Yes. Yeah, we don't need to jump into anything right away.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. And if you would like more information, we'll have their website and phone numbers listed below to give them a call and start off your new year just right. I'll see you after the break.
This segment sponsored by Mike Thomas Associates.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow for Friday. Hey, bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.